Hey everyone, Tom and Bunny here, and I know we're getting ready to watch our next video. And if you find this video useful or some of the videos in the past, please do us a favor by booking your travel through us at tomstrips.com or give us a call at 1-800-285-0853 and I can answer any questions and get you booked on your next lifestyle vacation.
Hey everyone, we're Tom and Bunny from TomandBunny.com, coming to you semi-live from just west of Nashville, Tennessee. And we work for Tom's Trips, your leader in adult lifestyle travel to destinations all around the world and more. And today we're going to be discussing a lot of questions we've been seeing on social media about the upcoming Tom's Trips bye-week at Hedonism Resort. And if you are interested, at the time of this video, there are only 9 rooms available, and they are $245 per night per person, but it has to be a double occupancy. We apologize. The single rooms have all been taken. You can be put on a wait list, but the odds probably are
Exactly.
not looking good.
And you know, that bridges right into one of the first questions.
Yes.
And somebody asked, are they really sold out for single rooms, or did they just...
Well, actually, we're going to go into that one.
Okay.
I don't mean to interrupt you.
Okay.
The big question that I see all the time everywhere is it truly bye week or a bunch of gay guys week? And I'm kind of saying how they're writing it, so
Right, you're not,
don't shoot the messenger
You're
here.
not saying it from your perspective. You're saying it from what other people are saying on social media.
And how I'm reading it.
Exactly.
So-
Exactly. Which
so-
is kind of rude.
Well, they have an honest question. Everyone
They
has
do.
a right to their opinion. Not everyone. We're in a lifestyle, and we're always taught by the owner of our club, you don't throw stones in glass houses, because our club was accepting of everyone. Mm-hmm. And me and Bunny are accepting of everyone. However, we do realize and understand that other people will have their own opinion, and we are not advocates to changing people's
Their
opinion.
mindset, no.
No, that we're just here to tell you about our opinions.
Because our opinion is the only one that matters right
Actually, it doesn't matter at all.
now. I'm just kidding. But no,
Yeah, this is kind of a politically
it is
incorrect
a very political
podcast. So
and it's tough because there are, like you said, there's so many people out there that are bi and that have been closeted for so long because of the negative connotations that they get when they're out in public.
and they don't even realize it, but people who are joking with their buddies and they're saying gay or bi things in a negative connotation may not realize the person they're talking to identifies as gay or bi. They just haven't identified to them.
Exactly.
So
I see it all the time.
right.
I see it all the time. Especially like when we're at Hedo, you know, people, when they're in the pool, they're like, oh, you know, they're talking about smack about bi guys. And I'm like, you guys are, and I'm laughing because I know that the person next to us is bi.
Right.
And I'm thinking, you just got to watch your P's and Q's.
It's again, like I say, Bunny caught me looking on her top. We're probably one of the most accepting couples. Our view is if we don't like it, we don't have to look at it. It doesn't mean we hate the person or hate that. If we're uncomfortable, we'll move into a different area. There are fetishes we would never think of trying.
There's fetishes we've never even heard of.
There's fetishes we've never heard of. But it doesn't mean just because we personally wouldn't like it means we're racist or negative or homophobic or fetish phobia. Or I'm going to coin a new word, fetish phobia. But But people do have their opinions. Now, when they open their mouth with their opinion in a public setting, and it's not right in a private setting either, but in a public setting, it's just, it speaks high values of their character. And so one of the big questions, and we'll go back to it, is it truly bi week, or is it just a bunch of gay guys week? And the answer is, it is truly 100% bi week as the focus.
Yes.
Now, do we have gay guys? Do we have lesbians? Do we have transgender? Yeah. We do we have straight guys? Yes. We are the proximity of the group is generally based around bi couples.
Yes, this week was designed for bi couples because, a lot of people want to go out and they want to have fun and they want a little more excitement in the bedroom besides just the two of them or a third female. They want a little bit more.
Right.
And that's why we give them the opportunity to meet everybody within a full week at one of the best places on earth.
So now, there's 289 rooms at Hedonism Resort. 20 rooms can be sold to singles. It doesn't matter if they're male or female, it's only 20 rooms. We do have, all 20 rooms are booked, as we said. So I think that's where, because the posts were going to, because some singles wanted to go, but they were told it was sold out, and they were asking the question, was it truly sold out or were they being excluded? No, we're honoring hedonism's policy.
Exactly. Now, even if you're a single guy and you really want to go and you have another single guy
or
a single
friend.
Female, it doesn't matter. It just has to be the double occupancy.
Yeah, we're not holding you back from attending. Just there are other options, and that's to bring a friend or bring a friend, whether it's male or female. But whether you pay for both of you, because the single rate is 1.5 times anyway. So a single is paying, let's just say the room's $200 a night. He's going to pay
$368.
$368 versus $245. All right, so for a little bit more, they could split the cost and share the room.
And a lot of people do it. Now, we will not set it up for you. At all.
We're not PIMPSs. I got to be careful about what we say. We don't set up dates. And the main reason for that is if something bad were to happen, and God forbid something happened, nobody can take responsibility for themselves, and they would come after us personally.
Yes.
And we're just not going to be put in that position.
Yeah, we're not going to put two people in the same room that don't know each other.
Right.
At all.
That might have issues real fast.
That might be a disaster.
So if you're gonna come with a friend, pick a friend that you've been hanging out with for a long time. Some of the other, going back. Most all the rooms are booked by couples.
And most of them are married couples.
Yeah.
Or, longly committed couples.
Now, do we have straight guys at bi week? Now, initially, our goal was to have everybody there by male, by female, by couple, by everybody. And for the most part, 95%.
I'm going to say even more.
Okay, so I know that we had about 4 or 5 couples where the guy was straight and the female was bi, but she never had a bi encounter before, and the husband wanted to bring her to bi week because, I'll say it, probably easier shooting fish in a barrel than fishing in a lake.
Yeah, good point.
Because everyone's in an area and there are so many bi females. Now, were the bi men hated? No. They were very upfront. I think some converted.
I think so, too.
So, I
think so, too.
Guys will tend to say they're straight. And I'll say opportunist. When an opportunity presents itself, they will then try different things.
Well, and
now I know some people out there cringing, saying, "Oh God, no,
well,
no. You got to understand this."
Well, let's just come back into the whole politically correct thing of everything. Not everybody wants to be labeled.
No, not at all.
I mean, we don't want to be labeled at all.
Yeah.
So I mean, if somebody says to somebody, "Are you bi?" and they're like, "No, I'm not bi, but I'll let you go down on me."
Right. So
I'll do whatever you want.
So you tell us. That's a great response in our comments. If somebody says, "Are you bi?" and the person replies, "I am not bi, but you can go down on me. I just don't want to go down on you." Are they bi in your eyes? Mm-hmm. I'm kind of curious on. I'm gonna have to do a poll on that.
Yeah.
Because I mean, people would say yes, they're bi. Mm-hmm. Some people say if it's guys, they're gay. Everyone has their own opinion.
And it's their own, like you said, it's your own opinion, and everybody has the right to their own opinion.
Yeah.
I'm
it's
just going to say it again.
In this politically correct society, it's hard. We are going to offend somebody no matter what we say.
Yes.
And unfortunately, that's having an opinion.
Mm-hmm. I will say that the best analogy that I seen was from one of our guests, and he put out there that bi week was predominantly bi males,
right,
bi couples, and there was some gay couples, and there was some lesbian couples, and there was some transgendered, and a sprinkling of straight.
I learned it's transgender.
Transgender, okay.
Because I wrote transgendered on a post yesterday, and somebody from the transgender community reached out to me. They were super nice and said, "Hey, we don't want to make you feel weird or anything, but just to be correct, take off the ED."
Well,
and I was like, we're doing videos to educate people. We don't mind being educated.
No one's ever told us that.
I don't want to offend anybody.
No, absolutely not. And that's what's perfect is, yes, if we're saying something wrong, then correct us. Let us know.
Or give us your opinion and we'll decide if we want to be corrected. And I took her opinion and it wasn't even criticism. It was just helpful information to understand their community. Mm-hmm. We don't know the transgender community, but going into that, yeah, we had 2 gay couples.
Yes.
One gay couple Bunny fell in love with because
absolutely.
They not only dressed every theme, they outdressed every theme, but they were also fashioned in the movie industry.
I don't know.
I think they're in the movie industry and they make clothes for
the best. They were just as nice as their outfits.
Oh,
too.
and they would take pictures with Bunny. Everybody wonderful. They were taking pictures with.
Yes.
So
there wasn't one person there that wasn't nice. Yeah. Everybody is just amazing, and I think it's the reason because of the fact is for a week. They can come and be who they want to be, dress how they want to dress.
Yeah.
And nobody is there judging anybody, and no one's saying anything negative about anything, and it's just awesome.
Let's stay with the question that about like the 4 or 5 straight guys.
Yeah.
So they were well accepted, but they accepted everyone else. Mm-hmm. There are BJs going around the pool like crazy on male.
Yes.
There's stuff you see at Hedonism that week that you never you do see, but you don't really see very, very often.
Yeah. And
they didn't get weirded out or make facial expressions or have little under the breath negative comments. They embraced it and said, "Hey, that's awesome." They weren't into it that we know of in public.
Exactly.
But now, we did have 2 transgender females that I know of. Mm-hmm. One had a full, right?
Yes, complete.
And one still had the...
Yes.
Down
below.
Down below, because we got to be careful on YouTube. and a podcast we don't have to care about, but YouTube will censor us. They were so nice. People were going up and just asking them questions. We should have had a class and a panel on just that, so people could go in there and just bombard them with machine gun questions.
Well, and the fact is like I said, I think in that environment, when you're like with me, I've never been around anybody that was post-op. So for me to be able to ask questions on a genuine, of course I was feeling them.
And I didn't say him, I said
her.
Feeling them.
Feeling I want to make sure the boobies felt like my boobies.
Yeah, did they?
Yes.
Yeah.
A lot tighter because they're a lot newer than mine.
Trying to say you're old?
They are 11 years old, and hers were like 4 or 5 years old.
Now, did we have any lesbians there?
Yes.
Okay, so
we did.
Bunny does the bookings. I have no clue.
We had everything under the sun.
Everything. But it is 90, I said 95, Bunny's saying higher, bye.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to say more like 98%.
And there was, like Bunny said earlier, one of the gay couples was there because they wanted to play with females.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And I mean, just because you are labeled as gay and you're married to a man or you're married to a woman doesn't mean that you're not bi.
Right. Well, we used to have a lesbian couple come to our club. She wasn't into it, but her partner, she'd bring her to our club. So her partner, she would line up guys and just say, have your way with her. We're leaving in an hour. And they would just ride her until she was done and they would leave. And they would probably come in once every month or 2 months. And because, strap-ons only do so much.
Yeah, that girl's pretty.
Huh?
That girl was pretty.
Yeah, she was.
She was really pretty.
But
yeah. Well, I mean, what a better place to, you're going to a safe environment.
And like at our club, they say, we had a couple, they would go to regular clubs and the guy was just so buff and built. People would try to start fights with them after they got past that witching hour of drunk. And they came to our club to avoid the fights because everyone in a lifestyle club is more accepting. And the joke is always, you're not in the lifestyle until you've had enough drinks. And then all options are on the table. And they became in the lifestyle.
Yeah.
So that's why I say... all the options are on the table during bi week. There's only one rule at hedonism, and that is, and I don't know if I
don't know how you can say it.
I will just no ANAL in the pools.
You're just gonna spell it.
I'll just spell it.
Yeah.
A period, N period, A period, L period. Maybe that'll mess with the algorithms.
Yeah. Just not in the water.
Not in the water. Anywhere else, it's game on. Now people asked about the hedonism itself. That if we have our bi week, how come they're not more openly on the bi or gay or lesbian, transgender any other week? Like their Playroom, somebody was offended by a couple of the rules. Hedonism is a great place. They are welcoming. We wouldn't be having bi week there if they weren't accepting of it. But in Jamaica in general, gay, bi, lesbian is not accepted. They don't follow the politically correct society of other countries.
No.
They don't follow under the pressure of groups. They can care less. So therefore, the staff at Hedo, some of them are gay, some are bi, but for the most part, most are straight. And probably even though there are bi and gay at Hedo, I'm sure there are people with their opinions on that, but they choose to work the situation versus argue it. Just like any other place. Hedo itself is great. So what they do during bi week is they allow the staff to take the week off. Be it it's an unpaid week off because they're going to have to fill those spots with someone more accepting. They don't force their staff to have to be part of something that they don't believe in.
And they even tell them too, if you don't like it, just look the other direction.
Right, and some people may have a hard time doing that.
Some people do.
And
they really do.
And that's not for us. We could choose to be friends with someone or not. Do we have to be friends with someone, or could we not? It's the same thing, just a different scenario.
But the one thing, though, like I said, though,
this is really an uncomfortable topic.
The best part about bi-week at Hedonism is just, I can't stress it enough, that you're there with no negativity. I mean, we've crossed over with other groups in the beginning, or like at the end, other groups will come in there, and some of the guests are not as friendly to our group as they should be.
Now, we have been there during like months before or months after, where we have seen oral play at the pool with two guys, and we have heard the very out loud negative comments about it.
Yes.
Okay, so predominantly in the lifestyle community, people identify as straight male, bi female, straight male, straight female. The number of bi men, I think, is a lot higher.
I think so, yes.
However, because if you go on any matchmaker site, Kasidie, SLS.com or SDC.com, and if you go to TomandBunny.com, here's a shameless plug, you can join all of those for free and with no credit card or nothing. But if you go on all those sites, you will see that most people identify that way. And a lot of people don't know how to not say something. But also, if you're making the choice to be one of two people in the entire pool with 200-300 people out there to do something that's not the normal flow, you got to expect comments.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, it's just as bad. I mean, if you buy a certain brand of car, you're going to expect comments.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So what makes anyone think it would be different sexually?
No, not at all. I just booked somebody this week, too, and he did ask that question. He goes, why isn't it more open there anyways? And I'm like, I said, I don't know. I said, I think it's just the people are there to have a good time, and people just talk.
Yeah.
And he goes, I was there. I didn't do anything.
Right.
At all.
Yeah, they stay in the closet.
Now, one of the rules in the Playroom at Hedonism on a normal week is no male-on-male play.
Well, and they got to remember, they're looking at the comfort of all their guests.
Because, I mean, and I understand it, too. If you want to play that way,
you got a room.
You can take your room. You can take it to your room.
I'm not saying closet yourself, but that's why bi-week bridged that gap.
But what I was going to say is he started laughing. He goes, so what'd you do with the sign that was there? And I'm like, I had blue painter's tape all over it.
Yeah, we actually went into the Playroom and put blue painter's tape on the stuff that we wanted to disregard for our week, because we're doing a full takeover. So those rules don't apply to our week.
No, not at all, because it's ours.
Yep. And we weren't even made aware of those signs until the first night. A couple comes to us and says, hey, we were doing this, and they got mad and told us that's not allowed. We had to go to Hedo Resort. Hedo Resort corrected that, and we put the blue painter's tape over the rules.
Yes. But like you said, it was because we bought out the whole entire resort.
Yeah.
And everybody there knew what they were coming for.
Right.
Although that Playroom never even got busy at all.
No, because we had the Kama Sutra Palace, and that is literally, I say the word, orgy, twice a day, in the afternoon and at night. And if you're thinking, okay, orgy.
Stop.
What?
Shaking your leg.
Oh, I'm shaking my leg under the table. Oh, like I say, this is just a very uncomfortable topic. I don't want to offend anyone, but I also want to be honest and tell people other people
All right,
have
I'll be
an
honest.
opinion.
I'll be honest and tell them.
What?
If it's not your cup of tea, you don't need to worry about going that week.
Exactly.
Plain and simple.
Right. But the Kama Sutra Palace, we are talking the biggest bi orgy you'll ever see anywhere. I mean, anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Even the parties don't have.
Can we do a Guinness Book of World Records on that?
I mean, just give you an idea. We went into their. Ricky does. He owns bi-events.com. He partners with us. I gotta close that. I don't know why that screen popped up. He does a round robin, and he discusses a lot of things like what's your names, where are you from, and where are you. You don't even have to say where you're from. What are your names, and what are you looking to accomplish? Or what's your bucket list, or anything that your desires? Because our first event, we had 80 some couples there. Talk 160 people in this room, and people were like, hey, we're so-and-so, and the guy's looking for his first oral bi experience. This couple, he's a top, that couple, he's a bottom. So people are taking mental notes of who to target. And I'm not saying target in a negative sense. I'm saying that's why they're there. It's a sex-charged environment. I'm the worst at this. So anyway, all of a sudden, last person gets done. Ricky says, let the orgy begin. And you're talking 160 people are on the ground, crawling over each other on mattresses and just having a great time. But it was so fast.
It was like that.
I mean, they were naked and playing within seconds.
Holy crap, that doesn't happen at normal parties.
No. Other than that, the only thing is that they ask is nothing in the restaurants, no. The lobbies, no BJs in the lobby.
No.
No. In the store, in the wine bar, in the restaurants.
And definitely to, especially, men and women both, if you're exposed anywhere below, put a napkin down before you sit on the chair.
Yeah. Yep. And so take the napkin with you. Don't just leave the napkin for someone else to pick up.
So just keep it sanitary is all that they're asking everybody. Because of course when you go to the restaurants, you have to be covered anyways. But we know during bi week it's a completely different character, and not all men wear underwear. Right.
Like most women.
And we take napkins when we sit down.
Yep. So, I hope we answered some of your questions, even though we sounded very awkward.
It is, like Tom said, it is very awkward because no matter what, there's going to be somebody that's zone. Not, yeah. But like I said, it's one thing that we kept hearing over and over and over was that it was a life-changing experience for so many different guests.
Now, when they said life-changing experience, it wasn't in a group of people. These were individuals
coming up to us, thanking us for the events.
Yeah, saying it was life-changing. I mean, they probably talked amongst themselves, and then as we were talking to them, they all used the same phrase. But holy cow, that was great. And I mean, we had some people crying because in their state, there's nothing like it, or they've never been to an event. Now, there are events popping up throughout the United States. There is the Body Shop in Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Yep. They do bi events. There is BFF in Palm Springs, California. That one's by FF.
Leave it to your imagination.
Then there's Ricky's events, and that's by-events and he does events in Florida. People fly in from all over the country to his events.
Well, and I know that him and Buy Events and
by the way, our BFF.
they're doing a collaboration in Vegas.
We're going to that one.
Yep. So Buy Out in Vegas, which is already sold out.
But they're going to do day passes or night passes. So if you want to do that, go to buy-events.com. I know I keep saying it over and over again, but look at the Las Vegas, and we'll be there the first weekend of May.
Yes, we will be.
And if you have any questions, I see people going on Facebook and different social medias, and thank you for everyone who are answering questions. However, if you want the real, actual answer, feel free to reach out to us at info@tomstrips.com. Our bosses will forward that email to us.
Yes.
And or call the phone number, 800-285-0853. We'll answer it. Like, there was one question of, were there straight females allowed? And somebody wrote, no, they're not allowed. It's bi-week. No, that's not true.
No,
we just want open minds.
Well, and there was a lot of straight women.
A lot of straight women.
Their husbands were bi, but they were not.
Right.
And they just had just as much fun as everybody else.
Yeah. Like a lot of women identify as straight.
Yes.
And
a lot more than people assume in the lifestyle.
Yeah, everyone assumes all women are bi. We ran a club for 20 years. They're not. I always asked the girls, because I always thought it was ridiculous to assume that all women were bi. And I would ask the lady, are you really bi? And they'd be like, they could be bi-situational, bi with the right person.
Yep.
They didn't identify as bi. They did it for their husband. There was a lot of answers, but there are true bi females, but there were a lot that I talked to that would prefer a male versus a female.
Exactly. So that answers that question right there.
Yeah.
No, you don't have to be bi to go there, but just know what you're going to.
And be respectful of everyone else's choices.
Yep. Because this week was started for the bi male.
The bi male was because the bi male is the ostracized person of all the relationships. And it cracks me up that I had a couple come up to me and they tap me on the shoulder and they point out a couple and they're like, that couple over there. And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, they're both bi. And I'm like, okay. And she goes, no, you didn't hear me. He's bi. And I'm like, and why are you telling me this? Now, I was initially getting very upset for the fact is here I am running a club who we accept everybody. And I have this couple, if they're tapping me on the shoulder, who else are they tapping on the shoulder around the club? Now this couple's not going to have a great experience. They're probably would never come back again. Right. I wouldn't blame them. I mean...
Because, well, and this was way back in the day when it was really, really closeted.
It was really ostracized.
Yes.
So a bi male was, like going to the zoo and poking fun at the monkeys in the cage.
At least now it's become a lot more open and a lot more in the forefront.
Right. And for anyone out there spouting off statistics, there are no statistics.
No. Well, and what do we want? We just want everybody to live their best life and to have fun and be who you are. And don't worry about anybody else. Just be you.
What's your phrase? Don't mistake breathing for living.
Yes. And you live your life to the fullest.
You live your life for you, not for anybody else.
Exactly.
So, how far are we into this?
30 minutes.
Oh, my God. So, again, we apologize if we kind of stammered. Nothing scripted here. We just wanted to hopefully answer some of the questions out there. Not answer the questions, just give you some more insight of
and the other,
our thought process.
And the other biggest insight that we can give, and we said it multiple times, if you're somewhere and you don't like something, just turn away. Let people be who they want to be.
You don't have to make a comment about everything.
No.
Even though I do on TikTok. And sometimes I'm making a comment going, do I really need to make a comment about that? Yes, I do. But no, you don't have to make a comment about everything.
No.
Let people live their life and let them enjoy their life.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
With that said, we'll look for any more questions and we might pop off another video since we have, 6 months before the event?
Yes. So you'll definitely see another one before then.
All right. So maybe we'll see you at Buyout in Las Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
We will be at Sooner Swing. The website is OTBLS for ontheborderlifestyle.com. And that is the end of May. That's in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Yep.
And first weekend of June, we'll be at a wedding in Pennsylvania. But we will be at thecorral.com on that Friday night, the first Friday of June. Then we'll be at Kasidie Crush. Unfortunately, it's sold out at Hedonism. Mm-hmm. But you can always call Bunny. Maybe a room comes available. You never know.
You never know.
Right. And then if you want to join us in September, we will be at our Sunny Buns from September 28th to October 5th. And there are only 9 rooms left as of this video for bi-week October 5th through the 12th, 2024. We will be at that event too. So if you have any questions, we look forward to them and we hope you guys all have a great day.
Yep. And we'll see you soon.
We'll see you soon.